JPC Letters. In consideration of the specific gravity of the human soul, or egoic lotus. DK makes reference to the specific gravity and size, and even circumference, of a human causal body or soul. This is reference to its density and relative weight as measured against another reference substance. It is here posited that a reference substance would or could be a certain gas. Human science uses air, a composition of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, argon and a number of other gases. It could be identified as a compound or composition of gases, of the planet. The specific gravity or density of other gases are measured by the G, or air. The specific gravity of the causal body could be measured relative to air, a composite gas, or the G, of the ether, the etheric plane, which must have a specific gravity of its own, as must the astral plane, and mental planes. The size and circumference of the etheric body is given by DK as being of a few inches encompassing the physical body in average man, and around 12 inches of the initiate. The Tibetan DK is considering here the size of the causal body, which is a different matter entirely. Simply put, the specific gravity of the causal body would be much lighter than that of gas, air or of ether, and would float or rise. I will arise and go to my Father, via the subplanes, accordingly due to its lesser density and relative weight, to that of its relative reference substance. We recall that the causal body is made of substance and form, accordingly to the higher planes. The Tibetan speaks of the lessening grip of the lower self or personality and the growing and expanding of the egoic lotus, liberating the individual from the periphery of the causal body. Thus the specific gravity of the lotus relative to the hold and gravity of the etheric, astral and mental man, must be considered. At a certain point, it is here posited, that according to law and refinement of the causal body, it will rise in full display, content and radiation, at the third initiation, because the reduced karmic gravity or specific gravity and weight of the individual karmic mass, and attractive pull of the three permanent atoms, no longer holds the specific gravity of the causal body within the aura of the man. When speaking of the individual we here speak of the three permanent atoms. JPC. April 28, 2014. The Tibetan states. We must not forget that the lipical lords of the solar system have their cosmic prototypes, and that these have their feeble and groping human reflections in the great astronomical scientists who endeavored to ascertain facts anent the heavenly bodies, being subconsciously aware of the existence of these cosmic formulas conveying information as to the specific gravity, constitution, radiation, magnetic pull, heat and light of any sun, solar system, or constellation. Many of them in future and remote ages will pass to a full comprehension, and will have the formulas committed to their care, thus joining the ranks of the Lipkas. It is a peculiar line, requiring cycles of careful training in divine mathematics. TCF 1142. Occult meditation and the definite commencement of the work of liberating the individual from the periphery of the causal body can only be begun when a certain point in evolution has been attained, and when, through its content, the causal body is of a certain specific gravity, and when the circumference of that body measures up to certain requirements. The whole process is one of law and not, as is so oft considered, one purely of aspiration and lofty desire. Consider wisely this sentence I have just written upon the karmic condition of the threefold man and his place on the ladder of evolution. What have I specified? 3 factors for your consideration. 1. The point in evolution. 2. The specific gravity of the causal body. 3. The size and circumference of the causal body. Letters on Occult Meditation. Page 22, 23.